we're going to explore how Mark Cuban made $1 million today. But remember, there are countless ways to achieve financial success. In case you're not familiar, Mark Cuban is an American investor, entrepreneur, and a main investor on Shark Tank. He's also the owner of the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. Fun fact, he once set a record for the biggest internet purchase, buying a G5 private jet for a whopping $40 million. Now let's dive into Mark Cuban's tips for getting wealthy. We've gathered his most important lessons to inspire you. But before we do that, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new here, welcome and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the first one. 1. Make sure you earn more than what you spend. Cuban once wrote in a blog that your expenses can be your biggest foes. The cheaper you live, the more chances you have. In his youth, he lived with 5 others in a small apartment, but this allowed him to focus on what mattered most. When Mark Cuban sold his first company, Micro Solutions, for $6 million and got 2 shares, he became a millionaire. He kept living simply, just like a student, until then. He never splurged. As the company grew, he avoided buying fancy cars or a bigger house. The important lesson here: don't act rich before you're truly rich. If you want to become wealthy and control your future, it'll only slow or stop your progress. Lots of folks upgrade their lifestyle once they start earning, but it's not the way to go. Whether it's a handbag or something bigger, like switching from Macy's to Gucci, the pattern goes on. You start spending more on things like watches, upgrading your car, or dining at fancier places. This habit of spending all you earn is called lifestyle inflation, and it makes it hard to save up for big financial goals like getting rich. 2. Use your job to cover expenses. Mark Cuban's very first job was selling garbage bags in his neighborhood. He went from house to house, telling people they could reach out to him anytime they needed garbage bags. He bought them for $3 and sold them for $6, making a profit. He thinks it's the first company that sells trash bags through subscriptions. He used the money for his expenses and invested some in the stock market. Usually, your first try at starting a business won't make you rich. You may not create the next big thing right away because you don't have enough knowledge and resources. It's better to focus on paying your bills by finding work or starting a small, cost-effective business. If you can't even afford food, it's not the right time to start a big company. 3. Fund for your life with equity. Many rich folks often share this wisdom. For example, when Mark Cuban's second business went public, his wealth jumped to $300 million. At that moment, he thought, I'm financially secure forever. The reality is, working a job won't make you rich. It's simply not possible. No job pays millions each year. The idea here is that to benefit from something that becomes more valuable, you should have ownership in a company, even if it's just a small part. When you look at it next to what a CEO gets paid, their salary seems like a small amount. 4. Join forces and play as a team. Mark Cuban always backed the Mavericks and believed he could better their situation. He bought the team for $285 million. Setting up his office near the sales team, he dialed numbers himself and said, "Hi, you've been to our games, but did you know we offer affordable Mavericks tickets? Why not come and know us better? First games free." The main point: to get rich, you'll need a support system eventually. They should team up with you, not just work for you, for the team to do well. Remember when Mark sold his first business for $6 million, but got only 2? His team got $1 million too. Being a boss who orders others to do things you wouldn't do yourself won't take you far. We know this from our own experience. You can't do everything alone. You need great teammates with you. 5. Emphasize value rather than passion. Mark Cuban, a critic of the idea "follow your passion and see where it takes you," suggests a different approach. He advised, "A lot of people talk about passion, but that's not really what you need to focus on. Instead, it's vital to assess where you invest your time." In reality, turning your passion, like knitting, into a big moneymaker is rare. While it's a dream, it's unlikely knitting alone would make you millions. Instead of thinking about your hobbies during free time, think about what you're really skilled at. Many people struggle financially when they follow their passions, even though some do make a lot of money. So, make smart choices. 6. Seize the opportunity when it arises. According to Cuban, everyone has had that "wow, I've got an idea" moment. Yet, not many folks actually go for it. Why? Well, Because the regular paycheck is a tough habit to break. It's not easy to let go of the safety of a reliable income, no matter how small, to chase something riskier but possibly more rewarding. Most people stop at finding a job to cover their bills. It takes courage and self-belief to leave your steady paycheck behind. However, that's the step you must take to achieve success. 7. Identify your talents and work hard to become exceptional. According to Cuban, everyone has a special skill, but the real challenge is discovering it and then getting better at it. Each person is naturally better at something compared to those who aren't good at it, whether it's in business, sports, music, art, or writing. People who say, "I'm not good at anything," might not have tried many different things yet, or they might not have had the chance to try different things because of their circumstances. In such a scenario, figuring it out can be quite tough. Some folks realize their abilities at a young age, but for others, it may not happen until they're 30 when the pressure is greater. But you must persevere. The next step is to genuinely become excellent at it, so keep that in mind. Just having talent isn't enough. Success isn't everything, and when talent alone isn't enough, putting in effort matters most. You begin with what you're good at, but you must refine your talent until it's undeniably strong. Selling was Mark Cuban's skill. He started as a kid selling things like baseball cards, stamps, and even trash bags. With persistent practice, he became an excellent seller, which led him into the tech industry. So, find your strengths and keep getting better. It'll pay off throughout your life. 8. Build a foundational understanding of related subjects. A great example is how Cuban started learning about AI over 5 years ago. He decided to learn because he knew this tech could affect his businesses. In a 2019 chat with Yahoo Finance, Cuban said he started reading books like AI for Dummies, taking Python lessons, and talking to people to understand AI better. He did it so he could ask questions and really understand the answers when the time came, not to become a big AI company. Why is this important? Well, when you're not actively searching, it's hard to spot chances. If you're unaware and don't learn, you might miss something that could propel you forward. Here's what to do. Explore 10 different industries or subjects related to your field or what you excel in. By expanding your knowledge, you'll open up more opportunities. 9. The most significant financial commitment you'll ever undertake. According to Mark Cuban, if you have 25, 50, or 100K, the best thing you can do is pay off your debts. It's like a sure thing you'll get your money back, so why wait? When you owe money, it's like your future earnings are getting eaten up by interest. So, the smartest move is to use extra money to get rid of your debts as soon as possible. Surprisingly, many people put off doing this until it's the last thing on their mind when handling their finances. 10. Ensure your funds are prepared. Keeping some money ready is one of the key things Mark Cuban suggests for getting rich. Remember, you're saving not just for the future, but for unexpected opportunities too. If a great opportunity comes up and you don't have extra cash to grab it, it won't help. As a token of our appreciation for staying with us, here's a special treat. Mark Cuban, who we admire, shares this valuable financial tip. It's easier to set aside 15% of $10,000 when you make big purchases in a year than to make a 15% profit on a $10,000 investment. Take a moment to think about that. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to drop a comment with your thoughts. Our channel's here to help you out in your financial journey, so don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay in the loop